Hi crafty friends, my name is Shana and I'm a junk journal addict. This video is part of the May You Be Inspired By collaboration that is hosted by the wonderful Mandy and Justine of the Facebook group Junk Journal Ideas and Inspiration. They've asked some content creators to share their journey on how they got started in junk journals and to maybe share some tips on what we wish we knew then when we were starting out. There will be a full list of all the channels that are taking part in this in the description box below. I would encourage you to go to each one. There's one uploaded every day for the month of May, and I think it is very interesting and inspiring to listen to all the stories and to get some ideas and inspiration from the tips that are going to be shared. So let me share my junk journal journey. Mine started back in 2017. My sister is a graphic designer and she started designing printable kits for junk journals, selling them in her Etsy shop. Her very first kit that she created, she printed it out and gave it to me and said, please can you create a junk journal with this? I wasn't sure at the time what a junk journal was. She tried to explain it to me and I wasn't quite getting the whole idea of it. But that's okay because we have YouTube. So I YouTubed and searched to try and find ideas of how these are made, how they are put together. That's when I first learned all the terms that we use, for example, signature and pamphlet stitching. All the things you'll learn, especially if you're new at this, you will learn over time. And with that, I created my very first junk journal. And from there, I was addicted. I loved it so much, I couldn't wait to make the next one, that I even started my YouTube channel then and did my very first junk journal flip through. I have created roughly 60 journals since that very first day in 2017, and I will keep making them because I love it so much. I've made ones using digital kits, I've made ones just using actual junk, I've used ones using scrap paper, which I actually use as art journals. There's a myriad of ways you can use them and make them. Something that I would say to someone starting out in junk journaling is don't be disheartened when your journal doesn't look how everybody else's looks. You will have your own style and you will develop that style over time. If I look at my very first journal that I created compared to one that I made maybe 2 years later, they are totally different and my style has developed over the time and they are now more similar. To the point that if somebody sees my work, they'll say, oh, I knew this was yours before I saw your name because of my style. And you will develop that yourself. Don't try and copy someone else's style. By all means, be inspired by it, but try not to do it exactly the same and then feel bad that yours doesn't look the same. It never will. Your style is totally different. At this point, you might not know what your style is, and that's fine. You can try many, many different things, many ways, experiment until you get something that is you and that you enjoy. It is all about enjoyment in the end. You don't want just to create and feel bad about it. You want to do it to fill your bucket. Well, I fill my bucket creating my journals. Something else that I wish I had done then, which I have done now, is create a journal that I use as a reference guide. So I created this journal. It's just a plain one. I used just coffee stained paper inside and other little bits that I had. But I use this to create different things. For example, I created this index card. So I've popped it in here and I've put it with a paper clip. And then if I do a snippet strip, I've stuck it in here. So when I'm trying new things, there's a multiple pocket thing that I made. And then in the middle of one, I have it's actually Christmas, is a jam-packed centerfold. So it's all mishmash. The theme doesn't flow throughout the journal. It's all different ideas and I will use this to create things that I want to try out. So if you want to try new things out before you actually put them in your journal, just in case you make a mistake or in case you're not happy with it, maybe make a reference journal first. It could be your very first journal and add to it as you're learning things, as you're learning snippet strips or ruffles or belly bands, and add it to this journal. And by the end, this journal is going to be jam-packed with all your reference material. You can always go back to get ideas. You can keep adding to it and it can get super chunky, which I'm hoping mine will one day. Another tip I'd like to share is to use what you have. When you watch videos from established content creators, you will see they'll have so many supplies and you might be overwhelmed and you might think, well, I don't have all that, so my journal can't look great. It definitely can. All the stuff that I have accumulated over years and years of crafting. A lot of it is given to me through collaborations. I don't purchase everything and I didn't have all this in the very beginning. It's been collected over time. In my videos, I always encourage you to use what you have, and I try to give you alternatives if you don't have what I'm using, because I don't want people to go out and purchase expensive supplies that they may only use once. You can, if you have a small budget every month for some crafting supplies, buy one item that you know you're going to use, and you can build your stash like that. All the stuff that I haven't gotten overnight, and I definitely didn't have in 2017 when I started my journals. I hardly had anything. This has been accumulated over time. I have a small budget every month for my crafting, and I'll buy maybe one ink or one pack of ephemera or something that I'm going to use, but I know that I'm going to use it consistently through all my projects. It doesn't have to be an expensive hobby. You can use what you have. You can also be involved in swaps with other people. If you have lots of napkins, but you're tired of those designs, you could swap with another creator and get some of their napkins, and you can get different designs. There's so many different ways. You can even use magazines. I think magazines are a great source of designs or colors. You can cut out flowers for embellishments, lots of even text for in background. If you want to do like a script kind of text, you can use the writing. There's so many ways, and I would encourage you to look at as many videos and even Pinterest or Instagram for inspiration. There is so much inspiration out there. I could go on for a really long time talking about this because it's my passion and I enjoy it, but I will not make this video too long. I'll try and keep it short. So I just want to thank Mandy for putting together this amazing collaboration. Please do look in my description box below for a playlist where all the videos will be added, and for a list of all the content creators who will be sharing their story and their tips with you. I do encourage you to have a look. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me while I waffle on about my junk journal journey, and I will see you again soon. Bye.